That'll work for a gavel for now. Alright, so call this meeting to order at 8:00 p.m. Monday, September 17th, 2018. And we'll go ahead and begin with roll call.
Okay, please correct me if I say your name wrong. President Winter?
Here.
Treasurer Polanski? Here. Senator Zaki? Here. Senator Immel? Present. Senator Struckman?
Here.
Senator Steinheiser? Present. Senator Benke?
Here.
Senator Brown? Present. Senator Moriyama?
Present.
Senator Luff?
Here.
Senator Lucas?
Here.
Senator Garner?
Present.
Senator Macizak?
Here.
Senator Hollis?
Here.
Senator Ogle?
Here.
Senator Warren? Here. Senator North?
Here.
Senator Pariso? Here. Senator Kenny? Senator Jacobs?
Here.
Senator Cervantes?
Alright, roll's been called. If you want to say we're on the list or if there's any like spelling errors or something like that, just let me know after this meeting to get that fixed. So our opening devotion was going to be Stacy Miller, but she just emailed me and had family come in, so she had to reschedule. So she'll be coming to talk next week about sudden diversity training and stuff that went on last semester and the results of that and some studies. So for the forum of concerns, we don't really have an audience, but typically during this time we allow audience members to come up and talk for 2 minutes on anything that pertains to Senate or any issues they're having. Usually this is used more during like budgeting time and stuff like that. So we'll move on to approval of the agenda. Is there
Second.
and a second? All in favor of approving the agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed and abstentions, and it is approved unanimously. So are there any senators' reports? Seeing none, we'll move on to advisors' reports. Officer reports for me. Please be sure to fill out the office hours form that Paige sent out earlier this week or a few days ago. Committees are assigned. I'll go ahead and do those. Alright, so these would be the committees that you're serving on for at least the fall semester. If we have to shuffle around a bit for different reasons, we can. Or if there's any issues, let me know. So before committee reports, I'll give you guys time to meet with your groups, and when you meet with them, please elect a chairperson. So this will be the person that will give the report at every meeting. They're basically just kind of like in charge of running the committee. They'll lead meetings and stuff like that. And then also pick a time to meet each week, or if you're a committee like grievance committee or screening committee, you don't need to have weekly meetings. You meet just on an as needed basis. So that's mainly just for finance and admin. You need to pick a time and place to meet. Are there any questions about that? All right, cool. And then screening committee needs to meet with me after this, so we can talk about what we're going to do for vice president and filling some of the other executive board positions. So then vice president report, we don't have one. Parliamentarian, also don't have one. Secretary.
As President Winter said, please check your email and fill out the Google form for office hours. Try and fill out about 2 hours a week so we can be sure to fill the office for when people come in with questions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry. Do you know when our cards will work in the office?
Yeah, so once everyone's responded to that form that I sent out, I need everyone's student ID in order to tell them whose ID should work in the office. So if anyone hasn't filled out that form, even though committees have been assigned, just fill it out anyway so I can have your ID number so I can make sure your card works in the office. And I'll send that to Ryan by tonight, so hopefully we'll be working by tomorrow. For those of you who don't know, our office is normally locked, but you can use your Valpo ID to swipe in once I've sent them the ID number, so they're supposed to work on that. All right, public relations coordinators, so we're going to fill in that position. Executive and assistant treasurer, Kevin Blansky. Yep, I'll go now.
Now what's going on? Just looking at all the finance forms and trying to update them, especially the part with the direct deposit, and that's it. End of report.
All right. So this would be where we typically start our committee reports, but let's go ahead and break out into the committees. So just have administration committee, finance committee, screening committee, and grievance committee doesn't really need to meet. Those will just be called if there ever is an issue, but I don't foresee there being one. So once you guys are done meeting with your primary committee, then go ahead and meet as a grievance because you need to elect a chair. Is the only thing that you guys will need to do. And then, yeah, just come up to me afterwards once you have designated a chair and a meeting time and let me know. So y'all are free to get up and do that now.
Can I sit?
So what's the I mean, that's what sorry.
Yeah.
Is there a way to put on that?
Yes.
So, who's Joe? Oh, wait. Yeah, who's Joe? You're Joe.
Okay. So what's your position?
So, I just have
So I've had to have like 5 people. So I'm sorry about that. But I got you.
Hey, Alex, when are we swearing everyone in?
Yeah.
So I've served on residence before, next meeting.
So committees I will so some of your math
I'm here. I'm also.
Yeah,
I'll be.
do either of you want to discuss? Okay, are you guys okay with me?
so all you know. Yep. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Do either of you want to? For future notice. We meet, okay, so basically when we.
It tried like auto-correcting to something, so I was like, well, it's auto-correcting, it must be right. I was just like, oh, I knew it.
I'm just.
Like secretary, if they
Witness the event, I guess.
Okay.
And I just wanted us to, I'm part of one, and I just wanted to make sure that we are just looking at what's going on here, and that you guys are going to exist, you know? That's kind of where I'm at right now. So I'll probably be coming to whatever the meetings are.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, so every Monday night, I meet here.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't.
No, you're fine. Yeah, if you want to talk, there will be another forum concerns of it.
I don't have to
Sorry that.
If I had to.
Right, you guys give another?
No, sounds great.
No?
We're about to have it here.
Alright, oh yeah, you're on admin. No, you're on admin.
Alright, just so you know, I'm just supposed to be here. I'm not just like,
Yep.
but for now, I'm dressed better, I guess.
Oh, you're fine. Our audience doesn't have dress codes.
Alright, cool.
Man, good. Mark it down. Good job.
I'm here.
Something else. Yeah.
So I hope that
Yeah, and he says it's not much. It's a lot.
all those in favor?
Got a class with
We don't really.
And then we get there and it's like, what do we discuss?
Someone.
Yeah, but it's like.
Like history 482, Russia's in history and Christ College is like there is discussion there to be had, but it's about the overarching theme. Carter isn't really willing took a while to remember like one class, so we were kind of stick it up, like, okay.
Build off.
No worries.
You're also
I took it with bullet bill. Jeez. They're making life so they're leading the charge.
I'm a committee of one.
You got
Yeah.
You're going to run something like this university. Talk about how 2 years ago, March had to cease printing things because they didn't have the budget to buy
Oh, mine touches yeah.
Oh man, I have to.
Yeah.
Eckler hired some that's why they had this administrative salaries, the faculty salaries, one administrator.
Yeah, well, actually, no, I'm working
I understand the plan. Right now, people in New Norm, like down to that same level as GM. And then move freshmen to there, knock down Lancashire, build a new Norm in that part, freshmen to that Norm, make them one across your table.
yeah, no, sir.
I think
Yeah.
30%.
They're losing revenue, and they already close half of them.
So someone just requested access to the
That's why they're not doing it.
She's been trying to get her organization recognized for 2 years. I tell her over and over because they're already recognized.
I heard a little bit before about, I don't know if you ever about the president, public administration, she never brought it up. And then she just went private.
Yeah, we did. I think that's very good. I heard that with Brian.
That's sort of bring back.
Finance is talking about it, but almost, yeah. Let's unwrap it up just a second.
I think it's just kind of bring up chapter, but I'll leave that
I know, I'm just like, it's.
Well, I'm living in Clinton now.
I might.
No, I like that's
But, okay, so it's gonna be a quick time. Like sample
well, if they have
here's the application, turn it say Wednesday, or something, like the day of the application. Friday, Saturday,
it's called
There was one that got the trophy on the best lawn. The only ones that are still there.
Yeah, so I'll send you everything. So I'll give you the names, what needs to be sent, my application.
Yeah, that, what I heard is that
Yeah, so
somebody wanted to do an experiment, take away the trash can, see if we can fix it. I figured what you guys will be. We can probably say probably the third.
Yeah.
36 for now.
Okay.
Oh, it was like half. You gotta get a nice metal water pipe.
I saw the Alright, cool, thanks.
We were just showing my little Dan, Jake, okay stuff.
Oh, you know, everybody else starts to come together. Yeah, Friday morning or evening, because that's when we're in games, and then when we're really so I'll stay but no, if I get it, I'll send it to you. Cool.
I figure I was gonna get
You said it before Senate?
I'll let you guys know. I'll get your number and then I can use that.
Awesome.
Chair
Yeah. Oh, it's VP for imports.
and all the
In which case, I would admit highly chosen.
yeah. You don't.
I have no time for that, so I would want to be like, what is like the PR coordinator do?
Awesome. PRC. Not as much. Not as much.
Alright. You alright, we'll go ahead and move on. Alright, so this is the point of the meeting where typically we'll go into committee reports and we just kind of work our way down the line. So, administration committee, do you have anything to report?
No report.
Alright. Finance committee.
Yep, we got stuff. Yep. When do we not have stuff? We've got two things to consider right now. The first is a line item shift request from the Music Enterprise Student Association. They're wanting to move $600 from their warm audio 4-channel mic preamp into the performers fees category. And they're basically wanting to cover the VUTV concert that showcases charitable philanthropies on campus. So they have all the paperwork in order. They just need to have the line item shift so they can pay it. So finance passed it 4-0.
Alright. Are there any questions for finance? Alright, that. All in favor of approving the line item shift from Music Enterprise Student Association from our move, let's shift at $600 from line something to something. I don't know how to read these. All in favor, please raise your hand. Alright. Got a counter. Alright. All opposed? And abstentions? Passes 18-0-0.
Second one we have is a capital expenditures proposal from Robotics. They're wanting to spend $650 to purchase high-density polyethylene sheets so that they can update their robotic football robots and basically improve their performance. Because I understand that they're pretty much falling apart right now. So this passed 3-0.
Do you want to explain what CapEx is real quick?
So CapEx is basically where organizations can use funds that are outside of their budgets. I believe it actually exists in our Senate budget. And I think we have a total of $10,000 in the budget allocated for CapEx right now. So this would be spending $650 of that to update the robotic football team.
Yep.
Do we know how much has already been spent in the capital expenditure?
No.
Yeah.
None. This will be the first.
Yeah, everything has to go through Senate, so we know that.
Senator Mariella.
Do we know if they had anything in their budget to cover this kind of thing?
I'll look that up. I don't believe they do. They have stuff covering other equipment purchases, but
have that. Just give me 1 second.
Was looking it up. Senator Hawes.
Did it break like the robot? I don't know if that was stated. Like what's the matter with the robot?
As I understand it, they're falling apart.
They're just
Check
falling
this
apart.
upgrade, so I think.
Okay.
Because they bash things together a lot.
Yeah.
Senator Emmel.
Can you read the description of the item they're requesting again for everyone?
Yeah. Purchase HDPE sheets to update football robots' frames and improve their performance for our competition against Notre Dame. Senator Zaki.
Is there a reason this is coming out of the capital expenditure budget and not from their allocated budget as of last year?
I found the robotic football portion of it, and what they have is they have a whole bunch of different items that they're wanting to do. Like they do have a line for HDPE, but it's not like a line like we would call it. It's just basically like a sub item under a single line item.
Is there money allocated in that one?
It's hard to tell specifically because it is part of a larger line item. However, we did cut that line by $775.
And now it is?
Now it is $3,000.
How much is, so they requested?
They requested $3,775.
And now they're asking?
Yes.
Senator Steinhauser.
So, sorry, so they're requesting in the CapEx 650?
Yes.
And the original line was 3,000. What's in the sub line?
Okay, so there's the sheets like they're wanting. They're wanting 22 motors, 8 gearboxes, rubber bumpers, traction wheels, 20 of them, 15 motor controllers, 3 controllers, I believe PS3 controllers if I'm not mistaken, water jet cutters, high torque servos, and kick returner upgrades.
Senator Steinhauser.
So what it sounds like is with this line, they priced out all these different things that they knew they would need, added it up, put it in the line. And yes, we cut that line, but when you're making a budget, you have to leave leeway for these kind of emergencies. So that's what's making me hesitant to support the CapEx request.
Senator Zaki.
Do you happen to know if this request is like urgent, or is it possible that we hold off on approving this expenditure until we have a representative here to speak on behalf of the?
So it's not like everything is broken right now, it's unusable, but it is something where it's like it is not at peak performance. So we can table it if we want to. That's not off the table.
Because it's for the Notre Dame competition, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Is that coming up?
Yeah, do you know when that is?
As far as I know, the Notre Dame competition is that's referring to the like the national championship semifinals and finals in the spring, but the season first game is homecoming weekend.
So we've got 2 weeks. So relatively.
Senator Garner.
Yeah, I was just gonna go off of ISIS and say, did they specify any reason why they need an excessive amount of materials for this competition?
So they've got a good number of robots, at least 10, possibly 15, and closer to 20.
Well, because it's the data.
Sure. So closer to 20 robots, and they all use this material as the base plate. So what they attach their wheels to, batteries, the different things, the sidewalls for it, the top in some cases, so that they use this material.
Senator Steinhauser.
Motion to table the CapEx request until a representative from the robotics team can come in and further explain why they need it.
Second.
Or liaison.
Second.
Right. All in favor of tabling this motion until a representative is able to come to a meeting, please raise your hand. And all opposed? Abstentions? All right. 18-0-0.
You want to keep it?
Yeah, I'll go and respond to this.
This one didn't pass?
Yes.
All right. That's all I've got. Thanks.
All right. Committee on Media.
The Committee on Media is still looking for one more student representative to sit on the committee, and we're also looking for an editor-in-chief for the Lighter for the next semester. So if you know of anybody interested in those positions, please have them email me, and I can get them in touch with the resources and report. Oh, sorry, Isis.
Can that, does that have to be a non-senator?
Yeah. And report.
Great. Screening committee.
So I'm the new screening committee chair, and then the only news I have for you guys is that in the upcoming week, we'll be working hard to get you guys some vice presidents, and we'll be voting on that hopefully at the next meeting on Monday. So yeah.
Thank you. And is there a report from Committee on Residents?
No report.
Okay. So old business, we had none. New business, so by the way, for old new business, this is the time where you would like bring forth an SR or any like bylaw changes or anything like that. Or if we're voting to like sign a document against like discrimination or anything like that, that would also go in this section. Do we have any forum concerns?
I'm good.
Alright. Postmortem. One last announcement from me. We're looking for representatives for Campus Judicial Board. So if any of you would be interested in that, they basically handle like, so you have your House J Board, and then Campus Judicial Board is cases that like are serious enough that they need university attention. So if you'd be interested in serving on that, come talk to me afterwards. And yeah, thanks. Yeah.
When do they meet?
They would only convene if there is a case to be heard. So typically like anywhere from 0 to 3 times a year, usually not too often. And there'll be a training session in the next few weeks. That being said, thank you everyone for coming out to our first meeting. It wasn't too bad. Next week we'll have more reports as committees like get going and start working on different things. If you have any questions about new committees that you're on, or like if you're not sure about anything center related, don't hesitate to reach out to either me or any of your other senators. We'd be definitely willing to help. With that being said, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And abstentions? Thanks, guys.